Colin was right?
The one quarterback in the 2024 class I was skeptical of was J.J. McCarthy, and I kept saying, what's the wow trait? Folks, he's got a 62 passer rating. That's the worst of any starter in the league. And Justin Jefferson is disappearing slowly, and his body language is telling you he's not taking it well. I just think, trust your eyes. Does a quarterback feel a little overwhelmed? His body language, his feet. I think he's got a good enough arm. I think he moves well enough, but his misses are confidence misses, and I think that tells you right now he's not sure of J.J. McCarthy, and he was the one quarterback I just didn't get, and so far I'm right.
What's this? A young quarterback? Unsure of himself? A little unsettled? Not super comfortable? My goodness, I've never seen that before. I would have never guessed that could happen to a young quarterback. Oh my gosh. So stunning. J.J. McCarthy was obviously not great. There was that great drive to take the lead. You know, prior to that, he was 10 for 24, 74 yards, 3.1 yards per attempt, 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and a 14.9 passer rating. So certainly not good. But then there was also a handful of devastating drops that would have transformed this offense and what it looked like. But J.J. McCarthy still was not playing well. No ifs, ands, or buts. No ifs, ands, or buts. But also, Kevin O'Connell needs to do a better job. Kevin O'Connell, who I think is awesome, he is not doing a good enough job. And this is what I said going into this season. Kevin O'Connell's great at maximizing a quarterback who's already pretty much got a ton of juice. Not developing. Not working with the ebbs and flows of a young quarterback. And this is what he's failing to do right now. Absolutely. Just look at Ben Johnson. What he's done with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, who has way more starts. Okay? Way more experience. Who's been playing better football. He was 16 for 32. 193 yards. 6 yards per attempt. A 68.9 passer rating. Again, hardly that good. But he ran the ball. 39 carries for 140 yards. And it's not like they were getting gashed. 3.6 yards per carry. They just stuck with it. Okay? They ran the ball 22 times, 115 yards, and were actually getting way more production at 5.2 yards per carry. Run the ball, man. Help your quarterback out. Stop just asking J.J. McCarthy to throw go balls. Like the one interception from J.J., I don't blame J.J. at all. He threw a true 50-50 ball, which Tom Brady was kind of like, I don't know why you kind of went for it all right now in one shot. And it's like, what? And it was a beautiful interception. I forget who it was for the Bears, but he deserves all the credit. It was a beautiful interception. It was an awesome throw. It was a 50-50 ball. That's why we call it a 50-50 ball. I mean, it was a perfect throw. It really was. And the other interception, yeah, man, the pressure got to him. He made it a hard throw. I think Tom Brady pointed it out pretty well. I've been pretty critical of some of the stuff that Tom Brady has to say throughout the course of the game because he's constantly talking about himself like he did in this game as well. He just kept going on and on, talking about when I played and when I did this and when I went against the defense from so-and-so. And you're just like, oh, my God, I don't care right now. I'm here to talk about Caleb and J.J. McCarthy. Like, let me just focus on what we're seeing right now. But he had a lot of good insights, obviously, because he's Tom Brady. And he's really harsh on quarterback. He is very critical. That's why he has his whole grading system. That was a C- throw. I mean, that's kind of become his thing. Okay? And he's not really biased in that regard. You never really have a sense of him playing favorite. It's like, he'll say, that was an A+ throw. That was a C throw. That was a bad decision. That was a heck of a throw. Just a bad drop. You know, like he shoots from the hip in that regard. So I respect that. I don't want filtered commentary when I'm watching games, especially from someone like Tom Brady. Just say it like it is. Call out the coach, call out the ref, call out the team, call out the quarterback, call out the running back, whatever. Just say it like it is. Great play, call that out. Terrible play, call it out. And he was just kind of very much like, there needs to be more running. And J.J. McCarthy, he's like, yeah, some of the problems that he's having, he's like, yeah, it's a young quarterback. He'll get better. Those things will evolve. J.J. is still struggling with some of his touch because he is just throwing a lot of like really hard fastballs. So again, multiple things can be true. J.J. McCarthy is struggling. He hasn't been great. But this whole idea of now burying him right now just doesn't inherently make sense. He's played, what, like 5 games now? Or 4 games, 5 games? He's had moments where he's actually shown, like, because I understand. The one argument is like, okay, he had a great drive to take the lead. That's amazing. And it's like, but what about the rest of the game? And it's true. Like I told you, the rest of the game, he was 10 for 24 for 74 yards. You factor in a couple of drops, 2 huge drops by Justin Jefferson, Addison, right? You could then make him 12 for 24 for 130 yards. And you're like, all right, it starts to get a little bit better, I guess. And maybe those drives turn into touchdowns, who really knows? So you can't always play that whole butterfly effect game because you don't really know how the things unfold. But I do know that Kevin O'Connell hasn't really done particularly a great job of making things easy for J.J. McCarthy. I think that much is very obvious. And the run game really, really highlights this to me more than anything. Okay, the average depth of target this game was 10 for JJ, which is huge, by the way. I think the league average right now is around like 7 to 8 or so. Anywhere between like 6, 7, and 8 seems to be the vast bulk of, if it was like a bell curve, like the vast bulk would be in there. And you got him throwing his average depth of target on 32 throws is a first down. Where are some of the layups? Again, put this in perspective. Patrick Mahomes, 7.3. Jared Goff, 7.6. Stafford, 5.2. Sam Darnold, 8.5. Brock Purdy, 8.1. Baker Mayfield, 7.7. And make no mistake about it, I know some of these things can feel kind of small. Like, what's the difference between 8 yards and 10 yards? Honestly, everything. Everything. Just pick a wall. Go crumble up a piece of paper and pick a spot on the wall and try to hit it. And then just keep walking back further and further and further. Just 2 feet is a huge difference. It's a huge difference. So these things do matter. And it's not like they were in a game where they're like, well, listen, man, JJ just has to let it rip. They're down by 30. That wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. But there was 6 drops. 6 drops. He led the NFL. 27.3% of his passes were dropped. That is insane. You got to help out your quarterback. You got to help out your quarterback. I mean, that's insane. 6. Matthew Stafford, 2. Patrick Mahomes, 3. Bo Nix, 3. Caleb Williams, 3. Jalen Hurts, 3. J.J. McCarthy, 6. Double that. That's insane. So no, you got to help out your quarterback in his, 4th or 5th game in his entire career. This is not the game to be like, I told you J.J. McCarthy is not good enough. No, the Minnesota Vikings right now are not being good enough. And Kevin O'Connell deserves blame. He deserves to be criticized. And again, I'll keep emphasizing this. I am a major believer in Kevin O'Connell. But I'm also a major believer that it's okay to still criticize people. It's okay to have your opinions. And I think he deserves it. You're not making things easier for J.J. McCarthy here. At all. At all. And J.J. McCarthy needs to be better. Individually, he needs to be better. Multiple things can be true. Doesn't have to be all or nothing. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about J.J. McCarthy? Was Colin right that J.J. McCarthy is just not good enough? That he's proving to be a bad draft pick and a bust? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.